Alright, that was perfect. Okay. Alright, I just started the timer.
Welcome to episode 2 of the Box Podcast.
Yeah, we actually continued
Today we
this,
have...
surprisingly enough.
Yeah. Today we'll be continuing on a little bit with some themes from previous podcasts. Along the way we'll be emailing the Heaven's Gate guy.
Yeah.
And we'll be telling a couple of other spooky ghost stories along the way.
Yes.
And there'll be some other stuff as well. So
yeah.
That'll be nice.
I have many
let's get
ideas
started.
Alright, so...
Okay, let's start with weird ideas.
Alright, so... First of all, before I talk about anything, there's something I can't get out of my head, and I want to get it out of my head so that I can actually say other stuff. So...
Yeah.
On the weekend, I saw Venom, and I can't get it out of my head. So, I need to talk about it.
You need to talk about it as a way of coping.
Yeah. You know.
That's weird.
Yeah. So...
That's a spooky ghost story right there.
Yes, it is. The whole movie is like a spooky ghost story. Well, not really. It's kind of cool. Kind of, sort of.
As usual, there'll be a little bit of clicking and keyboard noises.
Yeah.
Which should be customary as per stream.
Bit of this.
If that's even a sentence.
Bit of that.
Yeah.
So... yeah, the movie was pretty good. I'd still say... It's not really my favourite movie of this year. Like... Infinity War and Black Panther were like the best this year, in my opinion. I'm a huge nerd.
Huge, yeah, movie nerd.
Yes, I'm a very large
huge movie nerd.
Yes.
So let's do the weird thoughts that you've been writing down over the course of a week.
So,
first weird thought.
So the first weird thought is, so I'm sure you've heard of The Matrix, right? Everyone has. So here's a little theory that I came up with of how that idea sort of came up, right? So, like, in the universe, there's these things like physics and all this stuff that, like, it's like universal law, like it controls what happens, right? You know, like there's the law of gravity and all that. So, like, we've sort of been aware of that for a long time. And then my theory is that once people started making like video games, they had to sort of program in physics and they had to program in gravity and all that stuff. And that sort of gave them the thought, like, if we can do this, then why can't our universe be someone programming this stuff into us? You know, that's the sort of...
I think The Matrix was actually based off a comic, to my knowledge. My knowledge is a bit flaky, but I remember something about a comic being there and having it been based off of a comic like that.
Yeah. Well, like, that comic could have had that idea as well. Like, you never know. Hold on.
I reckon it's...
Yeah. Sorry.
I reckon it's interesting how far we've come with games. That's such an overused statement, but I feel it needs to be said still.
Because, like, in 2011, we had, like, Halo Anniversary, and those graphics, like, that was, like, a huge thing back then. And, like, just, like, 5 years later, we had Uncharted 4, which looks amazing. So, yeah, it's like...
With the some of the some older games, just about 20 years ago we had Half-Life, and Half-Life was terrible when compared to our standard of graphics. Back then it was revolutionary, but nowadays it's terrible. And in just 20 years we've managed to leap from just that to almost photorealism. I've seen some demos on the internet, something called architectural visualization, which is basically like creating a photorealistic look of a room or a house or an apartment, and I reckon it's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah.
So I just thought I'd put that out there.
Yeah, and it's like amazing, like, the type of stuff you can make with, like, just say Blender, you know?
Like Blender.
Yeah. You know that 3D. You know what it is.
I know what Blender is.
Obviously.
I've done Blender before. Made a couple of terrible 3D animations.
Yes, so
with
did
it
I. When I was
back
like
in the
11
days.
years old, I made a trash 3D animation and I didn't know what I was doing.
I have this one. I have this one in my hard drive of a dude waiting for the subway, and he's like a KKK member because I thought that'd be funny.
I'm not a part
And
of the
it's just got,
KKK.
like,
I'm just
really-
wearing a white rain jacket. Shut up.
No, he's completely white, and he's just got a smiley face painted onto him,
Oh gosh.
and there's just ominous train music, and it was
So
very
it's like
atmospheric.
surreal
I
entertainment,
liked it.
basically.
Surreal entertainment, but I don't mean to brag or anything, but I think it had just a tad more quality than surreal entertainment.
Yes, 100%.
I mean, surreal entertainment. He could get a job at Pixar if he wanted to with his talents.
yeah. I remember I was like 11 years old, and like the thought hit me. I was just like, I really want to make 3D animations. You know, I could be the next Pixar or the next DreamWorks or the next
Yeah.
whatever. Illumination, freaking entertainment. But
Sony Pictures with the Emoji Movie.
Sony Pictures Animation. But yeah, I wanted to make a 3D animation, and I was googling how to do that for free, and I came across this thing called Blender, and I was like, I wonder
Whoa.
what this is. So I downloaded it, and I started making this animation. It took ages. It's like I made this weird thing of like a guy with like a round head spinning round and round and round, and then I was just like, yeah, this takes too much effort. I'm not gonna do this anymore.
It looks really complicated when you get started, but it's actually quite easy
Yeah, like I had no idea.
once you get into
what
the
to do.
groove of things.
Yeah. I just searched up the whole Matrix thing, and it is based off of a comic.
Boom.
Yes.
I'm a genius. I'm a genius.
Oh, it looks really cool.
officially,
Let's-
You must officially bow down to me.
Yes. We must bow down to
So-
Alex, the Redeemer.
Yes. The Redeemer.
Yes. You redeem us from our sins.
Have you started your 20-minute clock, by the way?
Yeah, I started it when we sort of officially started
Ah, gotcha.
talking about the podcast and stuff. You know.
To those who are actually listening to this, this is a little surprise. Not really a surprise at all, it's just a timer.
Yeah.
So what's your next weird thought?
Oh, let me have a look.
Next up on the list.
I have it all written down in the notes section on my iPhone 6s. How do I have 53 notes? Gosh.
This is going to be a very interesting podcast. We could get this to 2 hours.
Oh yeah. So, do you want to know about something that makes me angry? Let me
What
tell
is
you
this?
about that. So, a while back, and by a while back I mean like 2 days ago, I was watching this Green Day concert on YouTube, basically.
Green gay. Just
Shut
kidding.
up.
I'm kidding.
I know. I'm kidding. I'm also kidding. And
How dare you make
it
fun?
was it was in 2014 when this concert was, and there's this girl that's filming with a camcorder, and this is after the iPhone 6s came out. And that just makes me mildly frustrated. I don't know. It's just
Yeah, how dare she not be able to purchase this brand spanking new iPhone?
I mean, like, if you
How
can
dare.
afford to go to a sold-out concert, you can afford an iPhone, basically, because tickets are like through the roof.
What
and
if she was saving up?
expenses.
What if
Yeah.
she was saving up? What if it was a birthday present?
Let me save up for this iPhone. Yeah, I'm just gonna splurge on this concert. Yeah, whatever.
I mean, you don't know what she was thinking.
Yeah, true. Whatever. I don't know.
Let's see if we can try and burn through all these weird thoughts as quick as possible.
Alright,
So we'll have time for story time.
Okay.
I said it.
story time. What's wrong with? Okay, there's 10 minutes left. We've gone through half. It's fine. We can always keep on talking about it after the stories. You know.
Yeah.
Um.
Next thought.
All right.
What's your next?
My next thought is so another thing I've been watching, don't judge me, I've been watching just clips of the Dr. Phil show on YouTube.
Oh yeah, those.
Yeah, and he's been doing this show for like decades, or not decades, like a long time, like years and years. I
Crazy
think.
amounts of time.
Yeah, and I reckon now, like, he's been doing it for so long that, like, whenever he sees, like, a crazy person on his show, he's just so frustrated. Like, you can just see it in his expression. He's just like, oh gosh.
Never really
this
noticed
is-
that in him. Oh, here we go again.
Yeah, well, he's just
I'm
so
making a
annoying.
ton of money,
it's just so hilarious. Yeah, and
Making a ton of money.
you know that Jilly Juice lady that went on there?
No.
Oh,
I've
there's-
seen like one Dr. Phil thing.
Oh yeah.
and I was
Well,
like,
there's this
okay,
there's
is
this
alright.
woman that went on the Dr. Phil show. Like, she wrote in, and she has this like this big sort of jar, like the glass jar, of like this weird juice that she made. It's like dark grayish, greenish kind of thing.
Ooh.
And she says like
Can I
people
get some
should.
juice?
This is so healthy, and people should build up to drinking a gallon of this every day. And like, one of the things she said is like, when you eat normal food, all these bacterial infections enter your system, and you can't sort of
Oh,
digest
yeah.
anything properly.
Yeah, bacteria.
Yeah.
You know, bacteria that our body has been evolving for like 300 million years to be immune against.
Yeah, well, something
and
she
some
said.
of them, that's
Yeah.
only 99, that's 0.01% of the bacteria we actually ingest.
Yeah,
Because
well,
99%
something
of
she
it is
said
actually
is like this weird, deadly type of bacteria that enters
Oh,
your
yeah,
body when you
definitely.
eat quote unquote normal
all the
food.
time.
And then, like,
All the
Dr.
time.
Phil, like, basically, she was trying to go on that show to try and advertise it, basically. It's pretty obvious. And, yeah, she
Using
just
shows
wants
as
some
an
money.
advertising platform, that is a sneaky business idea.
Yeah, well, like, she went on the Dr. Phil show, and he says something like, do you know how, like, unhealthy it is to be drinking a gallon of juice every day or something? And then she starts spitting this bullcrap about the bacterial infections and stuff. And then what happens is Dr. Phil unscrews it and, like, smells it, and he's just like, oh, that's disgusting or something. Everyone just has a laugh at her. And yeah, it's the funniest thing.
How does she ensure the bacteria doesn't get in her juice?
I don't know. She said that has, like, fermented cabbage and, like, salt or in it or something
Oh
in it
yeah,
that, like, gets rid
fermented
of it.
cabbage, full of bacteria.
I don't know. Like, there's this
Yeah,
guy
just-
that sort of scientifically debunked it. You can actually buy it now. It's called Jilly Juice.
Chili juice.
With a J. Jilly
Jesus.
Juice mission statement:
Uh-oh.
giving humanity the opportunity to. What did it say? Hold on.
Oh, we're gonna have a very long emailing list.
Oh, the
we're gonna
website.
be mailing. We're gonna be talking to a lot of weirdos.
Oh, there's this weird graph that says
No.
choose your humanity, homeostasis, life and
Homeostasis,
order.
yes.
And then there's this other arrow pointing downwards that says death and death and chaos.
So you want homeostasis, which is the balancing of chemicals in the bottle, or do you want body, or do you want death and chaos? Choose.
Oh, there's this really.
Jelly juice. Drink jelly
Yes.
juice.
Oh, there are these quotes. All truth passes through these three stages. First, it's
Yes.
ridiculed. Secondly, it's violently opposed. Third, it's accepted and self-evident. By
I
Arthur
agree.
Schopenhauer.
Schopenhauer, more like
Yes.
shopping for jelly juice. Ha 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 ha.
Well done, Alex. You
That
should be a
deserves a
comedian.
round of applause.
Weaponized fungus
I'm the best
mainstream
comedian.
mutancy, book 2. Oh, she wrote a book about it. Oh, gosh.
I actually don't have a lot of stories that I can get off the top of my head.
That's
Shame.
fine. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna be really worried about it.
Alright, let's see my list of ideas.
I'm gonna be really worried about it.
What is a good one from this list?
Alright,
Oh yeah,
next thought.
alright.
You're on the clock, bud.
So, like, I think you told me about this a while ago on the bus. Like, you said, do you sometimes have that sense when you're listening to music where you know what the next note should be? And I was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I know exactly what that's like.
You can, like, sometimes 2 notes ahead.
Yeah. You know, like,
It's weird.
yeah, it's kind of strange. It's like this weird sense
It's
that we have.
it's like stuff in a movie. It's probably
Yeah.
because we're so subconsciously tuned to hearing like mostly the same song and like music theory and
Oh,
stuff.
no,
Not that I
I'm
know
gonna-
a lot about music theory.
I'm gonna get into that. That's what this thought is. So
music theory.
no, not music theory.
So we
that's
just
boring.
subconsciously adapt to know.
No.
Sorry.
What my theory? No, don't worry about
Interrupted
it. What my theory is that this is a sort of like thing that we already sort of have in terms of music, but that's like why all these trashy pop songs are so catchy, is because they know which note you should think of, and they sort of utilize this to sort of get it in your head because you already know. You know.
So what about the
Bit of a
kinds of
conspiracy.
stuff in movies? I'm thinking more along the lines of superhero movies and orchestral music that plays during a superhero fight.
Oh no, that music.
It's like
in that
you
is
know
not
how
very
it's
good.
gonna go.
It's like very few sort of orchestral noise kind of soundtracks are memorable. Like you sort of that's I don't know.
Yeah. With pop songs, I just feel they just stick so close to the formula, and there's just like no space for originality. That like just
Yeah.
stick to what you know, and you'll make money. Well, it's working.
Yeah, but
So,
it's not very good. You know,
that's
that's why we need something new.
I want something new. I don't want do 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 just that.
Yeah.
Just those four
Well,
four chords.
Yeah, like
I hear
a lot
that
of,
all the time.
A lot of this weird music, or a lot of this sort of really catchy
Weird.
music, yes, it is kind of weird, is just a super
really.
basic rhythm, kind of like do or whatever. But then they put loads of effects behind it, and that's what makes it seem like it's actually got some form of artistic
Hmm.
integrity. You know.
I've noticed recently they've started to move on to more like tribal rhythms, or maybe more
Yeah.
experimental usage of
That is good.
instruments, which isn't a bad thing. It's just everyone's going with it though. Everyone will be is doing this. It's like be yourself. But then again, you wouldn't make as much money, so
No, like
business standpoint.
well, I guess nowadays maybe that's kind of true, but like back in like the 70s, for example, that wasn't true. Like there was loads of people trying all this different stuff. Like that's around the time.
That might be even why
Yeah.
80s, 90s music might sound good. It could also be because people of that generation would have nostalgia towards that kind of music.
Yeah.
Same way that old people might like jazz or classical even.
Yes.
So that's true.
Yeah.
All right.
How long-
What's your next? What's
Okay.
your next wacky and weird thought?
Let me have a look. I have a long list of stuff, and like some of it isn't really worthy of talking about because it's kind of weird.
Oh no, too weird for us. We can't put it on this podcast.
No, I mean like it's kind of too boring to talk about, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
A bunch of these are like things that'll take a really long time to talk about, but we only have 2 minutes until the story timer goes off.
Can I contribute one
Sure.
of my weird thoughts?
Go ahead.
So, I have this weird thing sometimes where I'm just talking to someone and I see the people around me, but I think I'm a different person, and I think I'm like watching this on a television, like I'm not in my body, that I'm just kind of watching stuff unfold.
Oh yeah. Like you get dizzy, you know.
I don't get dizzy. No, I just disconnect myself
Oh, that's
from
weird.
the
Yeah.
current situation, and
Yeah.
I kind of just sit there.
That's weird because
It's
like
wacky.
I remember when I was 8 years old, like I had to have an operation in the hospital, and like they gave me, you know, like the anesthetic, right? Like I had that.
I'm not talking like that. I'm talking about like day-to-day stuff. It happens
I
like
know.
every month or two.
Yeah, well, like
But yeah, continue.
you sort of reminded me of this. Like, I remember like when I sort of got dizzy, I felt like I sort of detached from the world, and like I don't know. And then like seconds later, I sort of, I guess, woke up and like felt like, oh, did I leave the world for 2 seconds or something? Like, I don't know. Is that? I think
Must
that
be.
might be something that they put in hospital drugs. You know.
That would be an interesting experience. Well, it depends on, it depends on the anesthetic they use. Did they use anesthesia? Because if they did, like,
I have no
you-
clue.
they literally have to keep you alive on machines to stop yourself.
Oh no!
From
This is like
basically-
after I came home. Like I was there for like a few
Oh.
days just because I needed to do a quick thing.
A little rest.
Yes.
A little rest.
Like I rested there for a day and then went home. You know, stayed there overnight.
Yeah, I'm just talking about day-to-day stuff.
Oh, that's my timer.
It is time for story time.
You tell us a story because I've been talking too much.
Let me think of a story. I just
Okay.
told you a story about how I go out of my body. Whoa, it's so spiritual. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah, man.
think here. So I told you the Cole story.
The Coles woman.
Maybe another
Thank you for
nightmare
shopping
story.
at Coles.
I'll do Coles. Oh, headphone users. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, headphone users.
I'm
one of them.
see.
I'm gonna have to listen
So
to
am I.
this.
How about you tell? Do you have any other horror stories that dream stories?
I do have a dream story, but I have like a much funnier story. The story where my dad's friend got hit by a fish. Like hit in the face with a
Oh.
fish. Can I tell that one?
This is not a dream. This is
Yeah, it's
this
real
in
life.
real life.
Have I told you this story before? I don't know.
No, you haven't. This
Oh
is the
yeah,
first
this
time.
is gonna be good. Right, so my dad told me a while ago that his friend was on this boat, like a yacht, in the middle of the ocean, right? Or like somewhere in the ocean. It's not in the middle of the ocean. It's somewhere in the ocean, and it was like really raining, and they were like sailing like in the afternoon, and it's sort of really misty. You can't really see out too far, and yeah,
That's
he was
cool.
sort of steering the boat, and this guy was like standing right next to him, like they were in rain jackets and stuff, and yeah, and this guy was standing next to him. He was like having like this sort of long, sort of deep conversation with him, and then like he couldn't really see, and then there's this flying fish that jumps out of the water and smacks him in the face, and then lands in the boat, and he doesn't
Imagine
even
having a
see it.
Imagine having a serious conversation and just getting smacked by a fish.
Yeah, and then he
in the middle
thinks
of
that
it.
this guy smacked him in the face, so it's just like, oh, why did you do that? Why'd you hit me? And then this guy's like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, he didn't see the fish either. Then it takes him like 5 whole minutes of arguing with this guy for him to sort of
Oh my
smell this
God.
sort of fishy kind of smell of a dead fish, and he's just like, oh.
Something's fishy.
Yeah, something smells a bit fishy. Yeah. Oh my god.
that might have clipped.
story never. Yeah, it sounded like
Never
it
ceases
did a bit.
to amaze me.
Yes.
I have a couple of short dreams that I can tell you about.
All right.
Most of them are very interesting. They remind me of CGI.
Okay.
So first dream was a long time ago. Actually, I was about 7 years old, and 7 years old, and I was having a dream where I was a little bit younger than that, and my mom would go to the gym every week or so, and I would come with her. And at that gym, she would take me into this room. She'd take me into this room. She'd
no.
take her into this miniature daycare.
Oh, not this
Basically,
again.
basically,
Yes.
and it was a transparent window. You could see her outside, where she was like running on a treadmill. I remember there was one particular room where it was just a bunch of treadmills. So afterwards,
Yeah, it's called a gym.
So this time I wasn't actually going into the daycare. So instead, my mom just hopped on the treadmill, and then the room kind of just turned dark until it was just kind of me and my hands, and I kind of found myself on an elevator, and all around me was like a maroon color, and I was standing on an elevator, and it was a cylindrical elevator, and it looked like CGI. So the platform that I was standing on would be like a glowing circle, a glowing yellow circle, and there was
Oh.
lines going up from that circle to nowhere. And I just remember myself panning away from my body as I'd go up that elevator. And then I think the dream ended.
Oh, that's cool.
It's weird.
Well, yeah, I like your dreams. They're really immersive.
Fascinating.
But yeah,
let's see if I can remember a dream from what I wrote down back when I used to write down dreams. Oh, wait a second. I actually had a dream last night.
Oh, okay.
So, this one's going to be a little bit of a shocker.
Nice.
This one, oh my god,
like shockers.
that sounded retarded. This one's going to be a bit of a shocker. No.
Let's
So, I was at school, and I don't know how it started, but a school shooting happened. A school shooting was happening, I mean. And there were two...
I'm sorry if you've experienced a school shooter, listeners.
The two
Now's when you
people
back out.
who were in my... The two people who were in my house tutor group, because we at my school have this thing called house tutor group, is where
Basically
that's
tutor
where
group,
everyone
but
gets
in a house.
together. Everyone gets together and talks for a little bit while the teacher marks the roll to verify if we're actually there or not. So we have that before school, and these two model students, these perfect young little angels, happen to be the ones shooting up the school.
It's always them, isn't it?
So one of them was extremely panicked about people finding out the fact that there was a school shooting.
Wait, so
and somehow I knew.
So you knew?
I-
Yeah. Okay.
And I didn't stop it. Fuck. So whenever I brought it up to him, he was just like, he got really panicked. And
Hey, you're shooting up the school, by the way. Oh shit! Don't tell anyone, please.
no, I wasn't. No. I wasn't shooting.
Why
up
wouldn't
the
you
school.
tell anyone? This
What are
kid
you
has a
doing?
gun in his bag.
What are you doing? I wasn't. What if he shot me? He could have shot me
Yeah, good
first
point.
and just hid the body away in some closet. I mean, as long as I stay around people, which is kind of inevitable when you're at school. So never mind. There goes my argument.
Okay.
But yeah, so then they started shooting up the school, and I remember having to help one of the school shooters, not the one that was extremely panicked, but the one that was content with the fact that it was shooting up the school. And everyone had gathered on at our school. We have a building that has 3 levels, and that's like one part of the school. So everyone was gathering on the second level of that building. So everyone was there, and this would actually he actually had to get to the only way to get to where he needed to be was to actually navigate through that crowd of people who was sitting on the first level. I don't know why he had to get there, but I had to like put my arm around his shoulder and sort of cover his face while he was crying, because he thought somebody was gonna shoot him up. Someone's gonna notice him and shoot him up. And I think the dream just kind of cut off from there. And one more dream, which is sort of funny and underwhelming, was when I was in my bed. I went to sleep, then I woke up again, and a cat jumped at me. This is when I was a very young age. It was like, and then I went back to sleep, and I woke up again, and I checked for any cats around.
That reminds
So,
me
yeah.
of this like really weird thing that happened to me in real life when I was 8 years old. Or 10 years old, I don't remember. I think I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
So I went to New York with my dad and my mum back when I was 8 years old, and like I brought my scooter with me, and I was like going around in the park with my dad. He was just like sitting down on a bench and reading stuff on his phone, and like I remember like there was like a bunch of like a crowd of people that like kept on walking, and like I sort of went through them for like no reason. And then there was this guy that was like walking this dog, but it didn't even look like a dog. It looked like this like tiny little sort of monkey, like on a leash. Like I don't even know if that actually happened to this day. Like it's so weird, and like it sort of jumped at me, and I like got super
So-
scared.
So you made like a false memory, basically
I
of
don't-
somebody.
Yeah.
Did you make a false?
I don't know if it's a false memory or not. Like, it was just this weird monkey, like on a leash, like this tiny little monkey. It looked. I don't know if it was a dog or not. It was some weird creature.
False memories are weird. Because when you actually figure out that that event had never happened, it's just like
Hold on a
just
second.
surreal realization.
We might need
really.
to cut off now because I need to go have dinner right now.
Alright, sure.
All right.
We're gonna take a short dinner break for now, so. Alright. And we
So-
are back from
Yes.
Isaac having dinner.
Yes, we had to do a little bit of a cut because I had to have
A
dinner.
little bit of break.
I downed a plate of fried rice as fast as I could. Yeah, which is a shame.
Curry in a hurry.
Curry
That's
in a hurry,
Indian.
yes. Yeah, I wanted to get back to this, so I tried
So,
to quickly
Through
eat it.
during that break, I looked through listening through the podcast, and I noticed I talked about emailing Heaven's Gate.
Yeah,
So
there's one guy that's still
we've written up
looking
a
after
little-
the website and stuff, and you can email him and ask him questions, which is awesome. So
we've written up a little email that will ask 3 questions, and I'll be telling you those questions in the next episode. And if he replies, I'll also be telling you the answers.
yeah,
So
hold on.
I'll just tell.
Yeah, sorry. I legit like as he was typing the thing up, like I posted a picture of the cult leader of Heaven's Gate, and I can't stop laughing at it. So I need to get that out of my sight. I'm just gonna.
He's a fascinating man.
Yeah, he looks like a fascinating
Look,
man.
we can't judge. We can't judge by looks. All
I
right.
can see myself getting to know him well.
He's probably the most morally superior being on this earth.
Yeah.
Because he did manage to go to Teller.
Yeah.
Near the the Bop comet.
Yes.
The big Bop. The Hale Bop.
Do you want to
What a weird name.
say what the questions were that we asked him?
No, we'll be revealing that in the next episode of the Box Podcast.
Quick
Maybe that should be how I should speak during the whole podcast.
to the Box Podcast.
On the next episode. Okay, I'll just tell you the title if you guys are even interested. Hello, we are a podcast duo that is interested in phenomenon such as Heaven's Gate. If it's okay with you, would you want to answer some questions about your group through email?
That's the
Thank
email.
you for your cooperation in advance. We'll be delighted to hear your response in days to come. And then there's the questions. So
Yeah.
I'm going to send this right now during the
yeah,
podcast.
alright.
During recording.
Yes.
Ready?
Send.
Oh, okay, send. Your email is being sent. I'm using mail.com
if you-
for this because I don't want to use my
If
Gmail
you say
account.
days to come, like I think he might be like, oh, I can take as long as I want with this. You know, like we might be on episode 80, and then he's just like, oh yeah, I got back to you.
Hey!
Remember me?
Well, maybe I should. Well, if
Too
it gets
late.
too long, I'll be like, so are you going to respond to us? And if he doesn't respond, then we'll have to tell you these amazing questions. This will be something for you guys to look forward to.
Yeah.
Not really much to look forward to, because it's just 3 questions, and you could probably predict what those
No,
questions
dude,
will be.
dude,
But
we're
in any case,
dude, we're making history. You know, we're seeing
I
life
think-
on the inside of Heaven's Gate. You know.
we're going to learn a little bit, just a teensy
Yeah.
bit more than usual about the Gate of Heaven.
Yes.
Seriously, they need to update their website.
Yeah, it looks trash. Sorry, Heaven's Gate guy.
So,
that still is emailing people.
Before the break, we were talking about a weird false memories, I believe. False memories.
Yeah, dude, there was like this
Before you
weird,
had to go
like,
on pause.
Something clipped in your thing. Like,
Oh, did it?
Like
Let me
when I
check.
heard it, you were just like your weird memories or something.
Your weird memories.
Dude, that's gonna be even worse. But yeah,
So, can you remember? Can you remember?
yeah, we were talking about false memories, and oh yeah, by the way, while I was eating my dinner, I remembered something. So.
Yes.
Yeah, I remembered, so last episode we were talking about weird dreams, like we did kind of talk a bit about that this episode, but like I
guess we'll continue.
completely forgot about this dream that I had a few weeks ago. It's like this crazy dream, I have to talk about it. So,
Spill the beans.
Basically, I was in this town, like this sort of town beside the river. It's kind of like Brighton, but instead of beside the ocean, it was like beside the river. And there was this giant like monster, like a giant man. He was like green, and he had like this huge mouth on his face. Like he's kind of like a mixture between Cell from Dragon Ball Z and the Demogorgon from Stranger Things. He's like a mixture between
Green Goblin.
Yeah, the Green Goblin.
I'm thinking about the Green Goblin for some reason.
What, from Spider-Man?
Yes.
Okay.
Very fascinating character.
Yes.
Anyways, as you were saying.
Yeah, and he was like destroying this town. You know, he's stomping on all the houses, and all the people are just like, "Oh, we're gonna die," and they're like, it's basically like Attack on Titan, basically, but with one huge fucking monstrosity.
Huge green man, snot ball.
Yes.
I'm imagining mucus.
And yeah, he was destroying the town and stuff, and everyone was running. And then, like, I remember there was like this ninja kid, like he had like
ninja,
completely white eyes. And he's just like, if you want to kill the beast that's trying to kill your town, you need to learn how to fight or something. And then, like, I remember I got taken to his secret base, and it's like inside of an old museum. And like, there's this.
You could publish this.
There's like a painting of his great grandfather on the wall, and like he was telling me about him, and he told me how like his great grandfather used to be abusive or something. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but yeah.
As you do.
He sort of taught me how to fight.
Fascinating.
And stuff, and
he abused me, so that's how I learned how to fight.
I fought back. But yeah. And then, like, I remember we were, like, running back to, like, the town, and then, like, everything was destroyed, and the guy was gone, and then, like, this kid is just like, well, I guess we're gonna have to give up hope now or something, and then I woke up. It's so weird.
Dude, that sucks.
Yeah, it
that
does suck.
sucks, dude.
Yes.
You had this cool plot going on, and then it just gets cut short.
Yeah.
It's like, aren't you gonna defeat this dude storming through the town and basically destroying everything?
Yeah, I hate my conscience, you know.
Dude, that's like a finale that you'll never get to see.
Unless I, like, write, like, a huge book about it or something, and it becomes famous.
Make a finale.
Yes, I will.
It's one of my dreams. Somebody woke me up during a good dream, and I was so pissed.
Yeah. That's the worst.
I hate that. I hated that. It's like, I can't see the end of the dream now.
It sucks.
It's like, oh, well now. Nice work.
But yeah, we talked about weird thoughts that we've had. We talked about
still got a bunch of material.
And yeah, I still have plenty of thoughts written down in my notes. Oh yeah. Here's like a kind of thing. It's not really like a story. It's more sort of like a recount of a few things that happened in my early life that are sort of related in one way or another. So I remember like I was like 9 years old, and I was in this bookstore with my mum, and like I saw this comic. I think it was Scott Pilgrim actually. And then I was just like, oh, could I please have this?
Nice.
And then she's just like, yeah, sure, or whatever. And then she starts flicking through it and sees that there's a swear word in it. Like, someone says bitch in the comic.
Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o.
And then she's just like, oh no, I can't give you this, and like puts it back on the shelf, basically. And I was kind of pissed. And then, like, there's this other time where I was playing this Back to the Future game. You know that, like, Back to the Future game made by Telltale? That really weird one? Oh, there's this really...
I've played zero Telltale games.
Yes, well, there's this really strange Back to the Future game made by Telltale, like, before they made The Walking Dead. And, like, I remember...
Which is very repetitive.
Yeah, I was playing that, and then, like, there's this guy in the game that says son of a bitch. and then my mum hears it, and then she's just like, nope, get rid of that game, I'm confiscating that game from you, you can't be playing that anymore or something, just because of that one little word in there. So
Jeez.
yeah.
Wow.
And then like that's really weird, like both of my parents, like I could say any swear word and then they'd just be like, oh whatever. So yeah,
Fascinating.
times have changed.
Weird how things could change like that.
Yeah.
My dad, back when I was a little kid, because he was super chill, almost to a little bit irresponsible, but I didn't really care.
Yeah.
He let me watch South Park, and back then that was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
And Family Guy, back when it still made me laugh.
Oh. That
My
was-
mother would get so like angry at the clipping. Get so angry at the fact that I would watch both of those shows.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, like I don't know, that's kind of weird because like my dad is like the most chill person that I know. Like you could like have anything happen and he'd just be totally calm about it, and he's just like, okay, let's sort out this problem or whatever. But like I remember
Let's meditate on this one.
like I remember when I was a kid, like I'm talking 3 years old, and this goes back to the false memory thing. I don't know if it was like a false memory or not, but like I remember this guy like rang the doorbell, like, and then like my dad took a while to like actually go to the door, and then he rang it again, and then my dad just yells out, he's just like, be patient, like really loudly
Be patient.
at the guy at the door. He just yells that out, and I'm like, well shit, my dad's an angry guy or something. And then like there's this other thing that happened where there were these builders
Beat up the dude.
that were renovating on this guy's house next door, and they were putting some stuff in it that made it like smell really weird or something, and he was just yelling at him for like 20 minutes at like about like the bad smell or something, and then my mum had to like take me for a walk so that I could forget about it.
Oh yes, that bad smell.
Yeah.
That has been irritating me.
And I don't know if it's like a false memory or not. You know, when you're younger, like things.
You're not sure. You're not
Yeah.
sure if some things have actually happened or not.
Yeah, and like
'Cause it's so
things
fuzzy.
might seem a bit
Childhood.
more sort of exaggerated than they used to be.
Yeah,
You know?
kind of like weird what childhood amnesia can do to you.
Yeah. What?
Very fascinating. What's your next weird thought?
My next weird thought. I literally have a huge list. What have I not talked about that's not trash?
Dude, we can just like milk the hell out of this.
Yeah.
We'll never run out of content at this,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, don't you hate those like cookie cutter YouTubers who tell stories with like the Modern Warfare footage in the background and like the dubstep going on? You know?
Yeah.
You know what I
come with
mean?
us.
With like that sort of 3D intro, you know? It was a huge thing
Oh,
back in
yeah.
2016. I don't know why. It was huge. But they're just like
Now that I think of it, 2016 was a fairly lengthy year.
yeah. And then there was 2017, which was trash. For a lot of people.
2018,
Yeah.
2018 was a breeze.
Yeah.
2015, 2014 was probably like one of the slowest years I've ever had.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know why.
I loved 2014. I think was that the year where I saw that weird monkey bit on a leash? Or was that like 3 years before? I think it might have been. I don't know.
Fascinating.
I'm just like getting taken back, you know.
Back in the day.
Yes, back in the day. I say that too much. Anyway, what's one of your strange thoughts? I want to hear something from you. You know, we haven't heard much from you, you know.
I had a lot of strange thoughts that I can think of the top of my head, but then, you know. Watch me think of a strange thought off the top of my head. So, strange thought. I was climbing up a mountain. This was when we had school camp,
Oh,
and we were climbing up a mountain.
are you sure it's not that geography excursion that we had last year?
not last year. It was definitely this year. Of
Oh,
course.
yeah.
Obviously this year.
Yeah. I thought, yeah.
But I just had this lucid moment. Was like, I could slip off this if I wanted to.
Do I need to call a therapist?
That was weird. Oh no, wait. Here's an even better example of that.
Oh, okay.
I was actually scuba diving for Christmas. That was our Christmas holiday, basically.
Yep.
And I had a lot of fun scuba diving, swimming underwater. But I just realized if I took my mouthpiece out, I just kept it out, I wouldn't actually have any way of surviving. If I inhaled one little bit of water, like enough water, it's not like they could get me up, because the sea pressure is so high that if you tried to go up really fast, your ears would literally explode because of air actually expanding inside your ears.
Yeah.
Inside all those other places.
It's kind of scary how easy it is to commit suicide, isn't it?
It's turned very edgy very quickly. 1 to 100.
Let's go ahead and listen to My Chemical Romance for 10 minutes. Anyway.
It's very weird.
Yes.
We don't have those kinds of experiences. But like, on that cliff, I knew I could just kind of go over that railing.
Yeah.
Because there was a railing there, and it's like, I'm probably not going to survive this. I just kind of find it weird how in general it'd just be so easy to die.
Yeah.
Jesus, turning super edgy.
Do you know what that made me think of? Like, I don't know, like in class at school a while back. Like, I remember we were like doing this. We were talking about like trade in like between countries and stuff. And there's this factory in China that like manufacture stuff, and they like overwork their workers so hard that some of them try to like commit suicide off the building. So they have to like install these nets at the bottom, so if they jump off they just bounce up.
Like a little trampoline.
Yeah.
They better give them a pay rise if they do that.
Yeah.
So they'd have less of an incentive to kill themselves at least.
Yeah, well they don't even... It's kind of sad actually. Like they overwork them really hard, and yeah. Let's not get into that. That's not... Yeah. It's not very good.
We live in a, pretty shitty world.
Yeah, it's pretty shit.
Sucks.
Sucks ass.
Do you have a weird thought?
A weird thought? Yes, in fact, I have a whole list of them right here.
Wow.
Let me just delete all these ones that I already talked about. Oh yeah, in your opinion, this is one that's like a question for you. What's your what do you think is the difference between a cult and just a normal religion?
A what?
A cult and like a normal religion that is not a cult.
A cult and a normal religion?
Yes.
Well, the difference I see between a cult and a normal religion is there isn't really a difference, because a religion is technically a cult. You are technically worshipping an entity.
Yeah.
But what most people think is the difference between cults and religions is that religions are more laid back while cults are more extreme, forcing people to drink cyanide Kool-Aid and all that. So
yeah, well, like cults sort of say that like, oh, we don't force our members to do anything, but they just pressure you into doing stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Bunch of shifty psychology tricks that should never be taught or thought or just like researched by anyone.
I'm not gonna name any things because I don't want to sort of offend anyone's religion, because we need our followers. But,
oh yeah, we got to pander to everyone, man.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Gotta get that pandering so it can explode to 10 followers. Oh my gosh.
Wait, do we have 10 followers?
No, but
okay.
I'm just in the end, my motivation for doing this is less about the popularity and it's more about, it's kind of fun. It's interesting.
Oh, we have 5 followers now.
A little bit.
I just looked on the thing.
So yeah.
Who's our next follower?
So I just find...
Hold on, I want to give him a shout out.
Look, where we draw the line is cyanide Kool-Aid, okay?
Yeah, okay.
I don't care if you're worshipping a shoe or if you're worshipping a giant flying spaghetti monster of some sort. It's just like, when it comes to doing extreme stuff, like devoting your body completely,
Yeah.
then that's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
So my answer to that question is, very big question.
You should have like
Probably
your
be
own sort of.
religions. Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. Oh, that scared me.
What?
My audacity, I think my audacity nearly froze.
Oh, that's
Stopped
terrifying.
responding. That is, when you have now up to 49 minutes of stuff you're recording, it's very scary.
Yeah. Like,
In the event that we just lose that stuff, I'm just gonna do a different podcast. That
Yeah.
will be a lost episode.
it says we have 5
I'm
followers.
gonna try and say it
I'm,
again.
I'm on the SoundCloud page right now, but only 4 people are showing up. So I wanted to give
really have
some
fun. We
random
have
person
3
a shout out that just followed us, but he's not showing up.
No.
No, not really a shout out. I just want to be like, thanks, thank you.
I only see 1. No, let's not name any names.
Alright, okay. I still have the Jilly Juice thing open. Let me close that. Imagine mixing Jilly Juice into like lean or something.
I'm looking at my friend for some reason sent me
gonna
this
ignore that.
weird. My friend for some reason sent me this weird Lego document on stressing the elements on Lego bricks. How you should build Lego bricks.
Oh, that's cool.
It's very weird.
Strange.
And it's got like physics and stuff into there, and it's just very instructional.
That sounds interesting, actually.
Not really. It's very weird.
I still have this like Uber Eats voucher, like on my desk, from like weeks ago.
I don't see the idea of someone needing to write a huge document like this because almost nobody's going to read it except for extreme hobbyists, which are just an extremely tiny demographic.
I don't know. Yeah,
Looks terrible.
I still have this.
Looks like it's
I still have this Uber Eats voucher from weeks and weeks ago on my desk, under a pile
Why
of
don't you
stuff.
cash it in for your dinner?
Yeah, I don't know. It
for
might
dinner
be
time?
expired. Doesn't say anything about expiry.
Hope you guys enjoyed that.
It expires
I'm a
the
pig.
31st of October 2018. Oh, it hasn't expired yet. I have a few days.
Yay!
Actually, funny story about this.
you should
thing.
probably cash it in or you're gonna lose money.
Yeah, I'm gonna cash it in. Well, like, funny thing, I was walking across the bridge, to the city when this guy that works for Uber Eats was like handing out these vouchers to people, and like he gave
Yep.
me one, and then like on the way back, I went back over the bridge, and he forgot that I went there, so he just gave me another one.
That's genius.
Yeah.
You could milk somebody's. You could be like. You could have like 5 different sets of clothes and just come up to him in those 5 different sets.
No, I was wearing the
Then you'd
same
have 5
clothes.
Then you'd have 5 meals.
Dude,
But just have that
I
prepared all
reckon
the
he
time for
just
those
sees
opportunities.
so many people walking over the
Genius.
bridge that, like, obviously can't remember everyone, I reckon. That's pretty simple.
Yeah, you can probably at least put their faces into short-term memory.
I wonder,
Like you'd know.
I wonder how many times
you-
I'd have to, like, keep on going over the bridge for him to be like, wait a second, I recognize you. You're from around here, aren't
Can
you?
I have all my other vouchers back? Then you risk losing all your vouchers, though.
Oh. Well, there's no law saying
With
that
the
you
risk.
have to give your vouchers back to them.
No, there is a law. There's probably more a rule
Yeah.
for businesses to not give out too many vouchers because they've got to make money.
Yeah, a rule from the business, yeah. like a contract
So-
or something.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Rustling, rattling noises.
Oh gosh. I really can't stop laughing about that. Like, I accidentally, like, scrolled down again, and I saw the picture of, Marshall Herf Applewhite Jr. again.
Oh well, so much for anonymity.
Are you tired?
He looks like he'd start a cult and feed everyone cyanide drink. Cyanide drink. Yummy.
Why isn't anyone getting high on dopamine? Like, just getting dopamine and, like, pumping it into them. Like, injecting dopamine.
Getting high on dopamine.
Like, why has no one tried
Getting
that?
high. Think about what you just said.
I mean, there has to be some idiot that has to, like, try that, right?
Cocaine, drugs are, getting high on dopamine.
No. Like,
In the end.
they have a negative effect on your body, but, like, if you just get dopamine, like, have some way of, like, separating
no.
it from...
So, take a drug like heroin cocaine for example.
Yeah.
That basically overstimulates your neurotransmitters, causing them to, geez, why don't I know this? Causing them to produce a lot of dopamine, basically meaning the user gets a drug-induced high.
Oh, I
But
see.
afterwards, what happens to your dopamine transmitters is that they close off and they become less receptive to that same amount of dopamine. So therefore, the next time they crave it. They start becoming depressed and they crave it
I see.
to try and get that same dopamine high.
Mm.
This is kind of where the phrase "chasing the dragon" comes from.
4 minutes, and we'll be over an hour in this. So,
Now that I've just squeezed that paragraph in there.
nice. It's a
But-
good drug education thing.
Yeah. Of course, a lot of people are getting high on dopamine from heroin and cocaine.
Did you,
So, yes,
like, in any school
People are
that you
getting
went to,
high on cocaine.
like, did you ever have to, like, go to this sort of thing where they tell you not to do drugs and, like, tell you all the negative scientific effects and stuff to try and make it seem disgusting so you never try it?
Not really. My parents just said drugs are a terrible thing and don't do them. And I don't plan on doing them in the future. And
Yeah, but right now,
I
though,
and I'm currently injecting 5 heroin needles at once into my veins.
yeah, but
So
I don't
excuse
plan
me
on doing
while
it
I
in the future, so it's fine.
OD. Excuse me while I OD for a little bit.
Alright.
Alright, and we are back from the hospital. I've been in here for 2 weeks.
Oh, interesting story about a guy who used to inject heroin into himself.
Yes.
So,
Interesting story. Tell us this interesting story.
like, in recent days, I went on this holiday with my father to Colorado. And stuff. That kind of stuff. What am I talking about? So yeah, we
You go on a lot of holidays.
yeah, well, one of them was like 6 years ago, and that was like the last one that I went on since this time. But yeah, we landed in Denver Airport, and we were like waiting for these other people that were traveling with us. So what we did was, yeah, we just sort of sat down like on the bench and waited for them to like get off the plane and onto where we are. So yeah, we sat down, and then there's this tough looking guy sitting next to us, and
Oh yeah.
he's well, tough looking, I don't know, he's slightly stronger than the average male.
He's gonna mess you up. Don't mess with this guy.
So we're just, me and my dad, we're just talking, and then he like starts to talk to us. He's just like, so where are you guys from? And then like we're just like, oh, we're from Brisbane or something. And he's just like, yeah, I'm actually here to pick up my grandma. She got back from Vegas doing some gambling or something. He's just like, yeah, my grandma's
yeah.
pretty hardcore. So yeah, we
Hardcore gambler.
yeah, we keep on talking, and he says, oh yeah, by the way, I'm actually a felon. And and my dad's just like, oh, so if you don't mind me asking, what did you actually do? So he says that like he used to do some serious drugs. You know, he was injecting the heroin.
I love how nonchalant he is about it.
Yeah, he was actually really chill about it.
He seems so cool.
Yeah, and he says that like he was trying that stuff, and he ended up assaulting a police officer and going to court, and he's on probation, and he says that like by the grace of God he was not put in prison or something. And we sort of start talking about that, and he like eventually tells us about this video of a kangaroo in Oklahoma, like this guy hunting, and he just sees this kangaroo. And yeah, we watched the video. It's pretty hilarious. I want to see if I can find it. Hold on. I'm not going to play it in this.
Weird...
Kangaroo.
You can't play it on a podcast.
I won't.
You can't get visual audio. Oh yeah, just saying we've pretty much hit an hour.
Kangaroo in Oklahoma.
Correct.
Here it is. Yeah, I found the video. I'm not going to play it, but yeah, he can't stop laughing about that video, and then yeah, he sort of goes off to pick up his grandma, and we never saw him again, basically. But he was...
And his hardcore gambling addiction.
Yeah. He basically,
He seems like a cool guy.
Yeah, he's actually a really cool guy, actually, yeah.
Damn. That's weird.
Everyone...
Drugs do not make you cool, though.
Yeah, don't...
That was not what made him cool.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's a lot. There's going to be a lot of clipping in this.
Any kids
podcast,
listening to this, don't do the drug.
This guy's cool, and he was probably cool before he did drugs.
Yeah, and the drugs
He's probably even cooler.
Yeah. Drugs mess with your head, you know.
And don't do drugs. Okay, we've hammered in our message.
So, yeah, he was... What was I going to talk about? I forgot what I was going to even talk about.
How could you? Can't believe it.
I'm thinking and thinking and thinking.
Sniffling noises.
Yeah, I don't know. You can edit out the sniffling noises if you want. I reckon that would be a... Yeah. What you doing right now? Edit that.
Just give them an ASMR experience. I'll probably maybe see if I can try and compress this audio.
Hold on.
And try and declick it to get rid of all the
Hold on.
saliva noises.
I want to search up sniffing ASMR. Sniffing ASMR. Let's see how many.
Alright guys,
Holy
we
shit,
are gonna
there's so
have
many.
ourselves an ASMR experience for the first time in this podcast's history.
Oh, there's a video called ASMR Tarzan roleplay sniffing face caressing close up attention.
I love Tarzan. Why not, man?
Yeah. Gosh, some people are really intellectual, aren't they?
They're not intellectual, they just have interests.
Yeah, true.
Are you kink shaming?
I'm sorry for kink shaming you.
Don't kink shame on Tarzan.
I'm sorry for being.
He might be the hottest. He might be the hottest caveman.
Fuck's sake.
Caveman. Oh
you
my
know,
gosh.
in the many years that
you were so judgmental.
In the many years that I've been alive, I've never seen Tarzan.
Me neither.
Oh, I thought you were gonna.
I probably won't ever experience that. I just hear everyone talking about it, but I just don't. I can't relate.
The only reason why I would watch it was for a bit of context for the ASMR sniffing thing. Yeah.
Can we hear some sniffing ASMR, please?
That's me.
Welcome to Tarzan ASMR.
Welcome back. We're gonna be doing a bit of sniffing. This is so weird. I don't like it. I don't know how people think that ASMR makes them feel comfortable. It makes me feel super uncomfortable. I don't get it.
Welcome back to another episode of Sniffling ASMR.
It sounds like the kind of thing like if you get kidnapped and like thrown in someone's basement, that's how they're gonna talk to you. You know?
You're mine now. You're mine now. Just whisper that into your ear.
And then you just yell, "You're mine now." Gosh.
You're mine now.
Oh, we're like at least 10 minutes over time. Do you want to maybe end this off? let's end it on a high note.
Give us one more weird thought.
Okay.
A little bit of discussion. It's 1 hour and 5 minutes.
One more weird.
We could even go to like 3 hours if we wanted to. Not that I'd want to do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
But maybe. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if you want. I don't know why you would.
I have this thing written down about Green Day again, but I don't know if you want to talk about that, but I don't know.
Give us a thought that is not Green Day related.
Okay, that
I
is
know.
not Green Day
I know you're a big fan.
Alright.
Green Gay.
Green Gay. Huh.
Huh? Huh?
What?
I didn't say anything.
Let me look through this, please.
I didn't say anything.
That didn't clip, oh my god.
I know.
Oh yeah.
Is this good?
So, you know, I have a strange opinion of clickbait on YouTube, basically.
What's your opinion?
So, my opinion is that it's not bad at all, it's totally fine. Now, before you start
What do you think
getting
that?
out your fire torches and pitchforks, let me explain. I'm not talking about, like, the Logan Paul style clickbait, you know. Get that out, like, get out if you wanna start me with that, you know. But I'm talking about, like, just your average sort of run-of-the-mill clickbait, you know. People complain about that, but I think it's fine, because if it was a bad thing, then, like, people would be complaining about that for over 100 years, from, like, when like, newspapers were a thing, you know. It's been around since then, you know, and, like, doing it on YouTube is no different, you know.
So you reckon this trend of complaining about clickbait that has just come on and it's just hip and cool to make that a thing?
Oh, no. What I'm saying, I didn't really get into this well enough, is that, like, if you want to sort of, like, get people to read what you're doing or watch what you're doing, you need to actually have a compelling title, and that's what people are complaining about. Like, they complain about any form of
so
thing,
we're talking,
you know.
you're talking about, like, trying to put food on the table for your wife and kids.
Yeah, well, that's sort of kind of what it boils down to, you know, with many people who are doing this kind of stuff for a living,
I guess I can reason with that kind
Yeah.
of thinking, because, like, you know, you have to do anything
Yeah.
to get food on the table. So I can understand some parts of that.
Yeah.
Parts I don't understand with Jake Paul and Logan Paul.
Yeah.
But the one thing that stopped me from completely agreeing with it is because I just want to not have it there completely.
Yeah.
Because I don't like getting tricked. I don't like having my hopes got up and then let down by something underwhelming.
Well, like, it sort of goes the same way for people that, like, don't like having people not watch their stuff so that they don't make any money, you know. Basically.
Pretty much. So I think we should end this off for now.
Yeah.
Isaac, do you want to do the intro? Because I did the intro. Yeah. Would you like to do the intro?
The outro.
No.
Yes.
Would you like to do the outro? Because I did the outro last time.
All right. So yeah, thank you so much for listening to this. Thank you to those 5 people who decide to tune in. Thank you for listening. I already said that. The next episode should probably come out in a few days, maybe, if we get the time to record it.
We might.
Yeah.
Just a side note here. Maybe we should try to see if we can do this every Sunday.
That would be a good idea, actually. Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Perhaps a bit.
Yep.
Anyways, continue.
But yeah, thank you for listening, and that's all I really have to say. So, see you later.